Hi, my name is James Shepard, and today I'm going to give you 2 quick tips on how to sell merchant services part-time. Now, before I get into these tips, I want to talk about your competitive advantage as a part-time merchant services salesperson. Now, you might be thinking, advantage? How do I have an advantage over full-time agents? I'm only selling part-time. But there is one huge advantage that you have. Most full-time agents selling credit card processing, especially when they get started, they are desperate for upfront cash. So because of that, there are a couple things that they're really not able to do because they just don't have the time to invest long-term in their business. They have to have the money right now, today. Now, of course, as a full-time agent, there are many advantages over a part-time agent, but because you have a secondary income, you have another job, maybe it's another sales job, and that job is what you're using to pay the bills, you can really do some things that will generate long-term residual income for your business. And that's very important. So let's get into the 2 tips real quickly for you. Number 1, the first tip is generate inbound leads through blogging and social media. Now, if you're watching this YouTube video right now, the reason you're watching it is because of my social media presence and because of my blogging efforts. And what you might not realize is that the way I learned those skills was actually building my own credit card processing business and using these skills to get merchants to contact me versus me having to go out and contact merchants. Now, I did a lot of cold calling, but as a part-time agent, you have a huge advantage because you can take the next 6 to 12 months and you can begin to build your online presence in your local community. And by doing that, you're going to be able to generate a steady flow of 3, 4, 5 leads per month where you can really get all the sales you need on a part-time basis without even going out into the field. Now, it'll take 3 months to 12 months to really start that going. It takes a long time. Now, I have another video and another blog article called Using Social Media to Sell Merchant Services. You can find that by going to ccsalespro.com and just search for social media in the search bar and you'll see that blog article. Also, you can purchase a book that I recently read. It's called Inbound Marketing. And I wish I would have read that book several years ago. I've done a lot of the things that were in that book already, but really everything I have done is already in that book. So I would really encourage you to get that book. It's called Inbound Marketing. So number 1, first tip is start building an online presence. You can afford to take some time in the evenings to build a Twitter profile, to have a Google Plus account, to have a blog. Otherwise, I have some resources on my website about how you can create your own blog. But you want to create geographic web presence. So your blog articles would have titles with, for instance, the name of your city or the nearest large city to you that you sell in. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do, but check out that blog article. It's called Using Social Media to Sell Merchant Services, and I think that will be a real help to you in your business. The second tip, the next thing that you can do is you can sell large accounts. Now, let me explain why you have an advantage there. It's the same reason why you have an advantage with social media. You are not desperate for that upfront money because you have this other job that's paying the bills. And so you don't have to have the upfront money right now today. Large accounts, and when I say a large account, I'm talking about businesses that do over $100,000 a month in revenue or they have 10 locations or more. Those large accounts, they take usually 2 to 6 months to close. Okay, they're not going to get you money tomorrow. But when they do close, you're going to get $800, $1,000 or more per month in residual. I closed 2 deals in the last 12 months that one paid $800 a month in residual, one paid $1,400 a month in residual. Just those 2 deals increased my income $2,200 a month. Now, both of those deals also took me a long time to close. One of them took me 3 months, one of them took me 13 months. 13 months. That's how long from the time I first started prospecting them to the time I closed the deal. So big deals take a long time, but if you're part-time, you can afford to build up your business and sell those large deals. Now, If you want to learn more about that, go to this blog article in the written form that's on my website, ccsalespro.com. You can search for Selling Merchant Services Part-Time, and you'll see 2 blog articles there. This one is entitled 2 Quick Tips for Selling Merchant Services Part-Time, and I actually have a link there for another YouTube video where I go through a detailed explanation of how to sell large accounts. It's a totally different kind of sale, but the interesting thing is the large accounts are actually less competitive than the smaller accounts in many cases. The reason why is because most agents out there in the field, they do not have the knowledge and they don't have the business savvy to work their way through the sales process with a large company. They don't know how to talk to a CFO. They don't have the product knowledge to make these deals happen. But you have me. I will support you as you try to close big deals. You have my website and all the training resources I make available. You are part-time, so you're committed to a long-term time investment. You are positioned perfectly to sell big accounts. You're not going to get a lot of them, but if you got 1 or 2 of them in the next 12 months, that would put you in a much better position to come back into the business full-time and start selling merchant services again full-time with that solid residual base from a couple of larger accounts. My name is James Shepard. I hope these tips have been a help to you. Thanks so much for watching.